Hey guys, this is Manifesting Better, and I'm back with another video and another topic that needs to be addressed. I also have an Instagram account, the link for that is in the description box below. Coaching is also available, the link for that too is in the description box below. So, this video is a follow up video to the video I made a few days back about manifesting our SP and self worth and how we connect our self worth to how that person acts and how we connect our feeling of feeling chosen and feeling of feeling prioritized to that. So I got a lot of comments about it, especially on my Instagram, about to making a video on how to make yourself feel worthy. So now that we have understood that we are connecting our self-worth to a person and we are connecting our self-worth to another individual, how do I make myself feel worthy? Right? So I will be giving you a few tips and techniques on how you can go about it, and I will be giving you a method which I these are things that I use personally in order to make myself feel worthy. Because yes, of course, I understand and we all know that, and this is a concept I love, that we are worthy because we exist. But sometimes it's very easy in the midst of everything that is happening with you and with your life and with your circumstances to forget that. So when we forget that, how to remind yourself that you are, that should be a better that should be a better way to frame this. So the first thing that I would like to tell you here is a very important thing. It's about forgiving yourself. There is a common pattern in manifesting community, and especially while manifesting things that you feel are bigger than you, just like a person or money or a job, that we sometimes indulge in, because this is very true. If we are saying that we are creating everything, then usually how the cycle goes is, before we know this, we are blaming the outside circumstances. Then we are blaming ourselves. But after a point of time, we realize that blaming ourselves and putting ourselves down is just a form of punishment. And how we punish ourselves? By self sabotaging, by putting ourselves down, by blaming ourselves in subtle ways that we don't even understand, where we are blaming our own self instead of looking at the actions that we did as self introspection. And the forgiveness part, we try to forgive the world, forgive everyone else, but we are first not forgiving ourselves, because somewhere we feel guilty in playing a part in our life turning out this way, and we particularly don't like our life right now. Not all of you, but yeah, we have all been there, that there is this phase when we don't like our life and we keep blaming our younger self. Only if that version of me, like only if in those days I would have done what I could do, I would be in a better position right now. Only if that person would have been secure, I wouldn't have to deal with this. Only if that person would have worked enough, I wouldn't have to deal with this. Stuff like that. But then the point about it is that in this moment, in the now moment, starting tomorrow, you have a choice to change. And putting yourself down based on the earlier actions and the earlier behaviors is still a choice that you're taking, which is just coming back in your life. So it's very important to see back and look back at your mistakes and see what you did, which you don't want to be doing in the future. But then moving forward, it's about realizing that I also played a part in the journey of fulfillment of my state of being. And this is something we sometimes don't realize. Only if I wouldn't have said that, it wouldn't have ended. No. In the end, because your state of being was like that, if it wouldn't have ended that way, if it would have ended somewhere. It would have ended in another manner. So in the end, there was no way it could have stayed, because your self-image and your state of being was in compliance to that. Second, stop punishing yourself. This falls into this. And this we do very consciously. So we blame ourselves, we put ourselves down, we joke on our expense, we make self-depreciating jokes, we make fun of ourselves on how we look, how we think, how we talk. Oh, you're just so stupid. Oh, why cannot you get this? Oh, you're so dumb. I just cannot stay consistent. These things stop you from getting into the place where you can feel loved and you can feel worthy within yourself. The third thing comes down to self acceptance. Now, while manifesting, we can always get into this cycle of fixing a limiting belief after the other, fixing one belief after the other, then the other, and then the other. But, and we can easily make it conditional to getting what we want. So, making a belief that, all right, I have to fix this in order to get this, and making a condition in the face of it. So now I have to follow that condition in order to get something. My first video, the first ever video I posted on YouTube, it is about this. So do watch that. I will post the link in the description. But it's about acceptance that, all right, I am this way right now. Whatever I have right now, it might not be the ideal thing I want, but I'm surviving. I'm okay. Doesn't mean I'm not changing. It just means that I'm taking every step in order to change and to get better, and that is all that there is to it. Now, next thing, showing up for yourself. How can you show up for yourself? This is one of the major topics. Firstly, you show up for yourself. So when you know that in this moment I have a fear, instead of facing that fear, when you dwell into that, when you choose to, instead of sitting with it, when you choose to run away from that, instead of allowing and regulating it by using 3 steps of resistance that I have told you guys multiple times. I will post the video in the description too. Instead of allowing that to be there, we allow ourselves to dwell. We allow ourselves to not finish our routines. We have wanting to start a habit. We have been wanting to start a habit and we indulge into it. But after a few days, when it gets a little bit difficult, we stop. And we make a choice that we will stop. And if we are stopping and at every turn we are settling for things, so we don't want to be in a certain dynamic, but we are only getting into that dynamic because we think that this is what will take us to our manifestation. But while doing that, we are disrespecting ourselves. We are putting ourselves down. How is it possible that I am making a conscious effort to put myself down and then also I feel worthy? Isn't how it works. You are not even treating yourself as a person who deserves something. Then why would the world? Next, sticking to your schedules. Again, I mentioned it here in the previous point too. When I have set a schedule for myself, no matter what it is, no matter in what field it is, I will stick to it because my word and my promise to myself is very important to me. One of my favorite athletes, Kobe Bryant, he used to say, once I start something, I don't negotiate with myself. Which means that in a day when I'm feeling down, I don't make a negotiation with myself that, oh, let's just not do it today. No. If I have promised to show up for myself, I will do it. Next thing, creating new habits. Now, this is one of a very a good topic. So the book of the month, I do a book of a month every day on my page where we all of my followers, the people who want to be involved, we all read a book together, and then I post snippets of that on my page, and at the end of it, we some months I do, some months I don't. I do a question answer on that book. So in that book, this is the book of the month that we are doing is Atomic Habits. In that book, it talks about the things that it's a very good book. In there, it talks about how we have to create smaller habits first, and this is something I talked about in my self-concept, self-image video. That first start indulging into things that feel believable to you, that are not threatening to your brain, because if you are indulging into a new habit and it's totally opposite to what you want and your brain is rejecting it fully and you are feeling very threatened by it, then there is no point into indulging into that. That's why indulging into smaller habits that help you grow as a person is very important and very essential. Again, this one activity is the last that I personally use, is writing every night, writing down what I feel proud of that I did today. Make myself feel accomplished. Now, other than this, there is one more thing, one last tip that I would like to give you guys. It's about how to indulge into self-introspection when you are doing something. So, this will be very helpful to you. The next time You're looking for something to change, you're looking for a piece of movement, you're looking for the outside world to change, and you have understood that I am in a state of being where I'm looking for this thing to change in order to feel worthy about myself, right? After you have understood that and you know that, oh, I'm just doing this, I'm just waiting for this in order to feel worthy about myself. All right, I understand. But what do I actually want in this scenario? Well, I want to feel worthy, right? But this is not the way to go. So how can I make myself feel worthy? First, I can stop making myself feel like I'm not worthy by not indulging into action. So the first action I choose is I will not act on my fears so that I don't increase the unworthy feeling I feel. After that, I will indulge in these habits that I just told you. All right, this is how I feel, this is how it is. So practicing these habits in that manner, trying all of these, because for some situations one will work, for some situations one won't. After you try these habits in that situation, you will start to get a hang of which one will work in which way and which one will work in which scenario. And after you have allowed yourself to feel worthy in that situation, then your self-worth depends on yourself. Then it's about doing it again and again and again and again. This is what is meant by repetition. Then it's about doing it again. So I found something, I see something, just a conclusion. So I feel, let's say I want a text or a call or a job in order to feel worthy. I understand that I do. Then I tell myself that, all right, I do this. I'm looking for this text or a job to make myself feel worthy. So what should be my steps? The first step should be to not do more things to make myself feel more unworthy. So if I have a fear, if I want a call, then I will not chase something. If I want a job, then I will not constantly check it, because doing these things make me feel unworthy. So I will not do that. That's the first part. The second thing I can do is I will ask myself, in the list I told you above the whole video, which one of these practices makes me feel worthy in this moment? How can I put it into practice now? After that, after you try one, if it doesn't work, try another. If it doesn't work, try another. This is how it comes down to you feeling worthy in that situation. I did not want to give you generic manifestation community advice that, oh no, affirm that I'm worthy. Sorry. Oh no, affirm that I'm worthy or affirm that I'm deserving. Yes, do that. These things work. Affirmations that way work. If you feel worthy, it works. I just wanted to give you a practical way to handle these situations while you are doing the affirmations and while you are doing the night tapes and while you are doing the visual scenes about feeling yourself as a worthy person. So, yeah, I intend that you get the clarity that you were looking for from this video, and yeah, I will see you in the next one.